everyone. I'm Ian McCarthy, and today I'd like to talk to you about New Year's resolutions. As I've read quite a lot of commentary on social media about it over the past couple of days, and what struck me is that I think I might have a different perspective than the perspective which is the predominant one, at least within the fitness community, which seems to be something like, why would you wait until the beginning of the year to make a change? If you need to make a change in your life, just do it right now. And I completely understand and appreciate that, and I would agree that if it really becomes apparent on June 3rd or August 12th or December 28th that you need to do something, that you need to change your life, then you should just do that. You shouldn't largely arbitrarily wait until the beginning of the following year to do that. However, what struck me is I don't have that much of an issue with resolutions. I think the salient problem, if there's a problem here, is people's behavior. It's what people do with resolutions, right? I mean, if someone, imagine you have a morbidly obese person who says, okay, January 1st, I'm going to lose a bunch of weight, and then they don't do anything that they would need to do to accomplish that. Really step back and ask yourself, is the issue that they made this resolution, or is the bigger concern the thing that we should worry about, the thing that we should talk about? You know, the fact that they're morbidly obese and that that's really unhealthy, and that it's probably going to limit how happy they can be, and they're not doing what they need to do to fix that. In other words, it's really the behavior, not the behavior following the making of the resolution, not the making of the resolution. So coming at it with a positive example, let's say someone really knows that they need to make a positive change. It becomes apparent in November or something, but they feel that they're not able to do it. And because of the new year, they feel much more motivated to address it, and they do, and they get the ball rolling, and then they keep the ball rolling, and in the long term, whatever it is, they need to fix their romantic life, they want to go back to school, they want to get a certain job, change their career, etc. And maybe the thing that started that, maybe the thing that really started it was they made a decision in November, but they got some additional motivation from the new year, and they made a resolution, and that panned out long term. Would you think to say to that person, well, that's silly, you should have just done it in November? That seems to me, it seems to me it would be quite socially inept to say that or have that perspective. So my hope in making this video is to maybe change the minds of just even one person on this. Instead of talking about resolutions are dumb, or if you need to change something, you should change it now, I think it's reasonable to perceive the beginning of a new year as a good moment to pause and take a step back and look at your life and what you're doing and really ask yourself what you care about. And it's interesting, the phrase I always use when I'm having just conversations with people in person is, what is your immediate intuitive sense? You know, what is it you care about? Don't take 4 hours thinking about it, just what is the immediate answer? You know, figuring that out and figuring out what it is you need to do, which is consistent with those things you want, and then figuring out what it is you need to do, whether it's mentally or otherwise, to put yourself in a position to do that, and then ultimately doing it. And I feel that's probably more fruitful than kind of, I'll use the phrasing that really comes to mind, and I don't want to attack the people who have this perspective, because like I said, I appreciate it, but I think it's easy to be pointlessly self-righteous on this, of like, wow, that's really stupid, just fucking fix your life whenever it comes up. So again, my hope instead is to approach it more positively and encourage folks to use it as an opportunity to, again, reevaluate their life, their values, and what they need to do. And interestingly, I think a huge part of the problem of revolutions, outside the scope of this video, but is people think, okay, it's the beginning of the year, so hey, this is when we make resolutions. And I'm thinking here of a post that Timberwolf, gosh, I can't remember can't pronounce his last name, Timberwolf made on Instagram, talking about how in the past, and I don't mean to put him on the spot, by the way, but he said that in the past, he would make a number of, maybe I think he said 6 things that he would commit to doing, and a lot of them wouldn't happen. So now he's narrowed the scope to a couple of bigger things. So I think the issue here is you'll have someone who will say, okay, it's the new year, so I'm going to start exercising every day, eating really well. I'm going to stop pirating music. I'm someone who doesn't pirate music. That's why I brought that up as an example. I'm going to stop, going to clubs, getting really plastered whatever. So it ends up being, these might all be good things to do, but it just ends up being so many things, and they're not really committed to it. Like they don't really want to actually do these things. They might not even actually be happier doing or not doing these things. Rather, it's just, oh well, that's kind of the thing I got to do at this time of year, and that I think is just shit. That I find pointless and arbitrary, and why would you do it? But if it is an issue of something you care about and you understand that you need to change your life such that it's in proportion with or consistent with what it is you care about, and oh, by the way, it's the new year and that's additionally motivating, I think that's fantastic, and that's why I haven't had the thought to complain about or criticize or object to resolutions. It really just comes down to what it is folks do with them. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Working on a new vlog, by the way, and then just got to figure out what I'm doing with additional informative content going into 2017, given it's a new year, so I'm reevaluating my life and what it is I'm doing. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time.